Good morning, it's Edna Keep Live with Free Coaching Friday. Today I want to give you some pointers on how to figure out what kind of economy that you're going to be investing in. It's very important that you know if an area is going to be a good place to invest now, and also how it's going to affect the future value of your property. One of the resources for me to get this kind of information, and the reason we're bringing this up is that we actually talked about this on our live coaching call on Tuesday that I have with my 90-day to 5K students. And there was lots of really good questions come up about it. And I remember when we very first started, we took an acre course through the RAIN Real Estate Investment Network out of Edmonton. I think they're across Canada, but we went to the one in Edmonton. And that was one of the things that they were very adamant about was tracking all this stuff on what they call a gold mine scorecard. So if you're not a RAIN member, I'll tell you right off the bat, it's a very, very good group to belong to. We're remote members, so we don't get to many of the meetings because the closest one is Edmonton. But people that do go, they absolutely love them. And I know when we went to the Acre event, some of the stuff that we learned was just absolutely priceless. And then and it's a good reminder every once in a while to go through it. So that was one of the things that I wanted to share with you today. So of course, it's not something that you can memorize. You want to have your checklist with you. It's going off. Anyway, so there are many key drivers and market influencers that affect both the current and future value of your property. And so before buying, you want to make sure you go through some of these. And some of your main places to find this information is economic development websites for what area that you're working in. The economic development office, I've had students that have went right down to the office and had conversations with the economic development officers, and they tell you what's going on, what's coming up, what's the difference. And then of course, if you are buying in areas that you don't live, you want to make sure and drive down there. Go to some of the local real estate investment groups because they're a great source of knowledge, and you'll get to learn a lot more about what people are thinking that's happening in the area, what's coming up in the area, and how you can maximize the value of your property. So here are some key drivers. Is the area's population growing faster than the provincial or national average? That's a good one to get to know. Is the area's population younger than the provincial or national average? Is the area's residential vacancy rate lower than the average? Is the area creating jobs faster than the provincial or national average? Is there a major transportation improvement occurring nearby? Those are just huge things for knowing the future value of your property. Now, will this offset like every downturn that the market has? No, there's always going to be downturns in the market, but it's still the long-term benefit. You know, what this comes to mind with Edmonton, you know, they've went through a really rough last few years. And but yet they've got all these indicators were there for them. All these indicators were there for us when we were investing in Saskatchewan too. And it's just something that you have to follow. That doesn't mean the market's going to be perfect and that you're going to get it right every single time. But these things really help a lot. Is the area's infrastructure being built to handle the expected growth? You know, around here we've seen all kinds of roads and ring roads and different bypasses and stuff built all to handle the extra traffic that's happening. So when you see stuff like that happening, there is definitely a ripple effect going on with what's happening in your city. Is the housing start numbers lower than the historic average? Some more key financial drivers. Is the area's gross ROI, which is rental income market price, higher than the provincial national average? And keep in mind too that sometimes when the rents are low is actually a good time to buy, because you know that the market's going to turn around and that's going to affect your overall price eventually. If you buy at the market high when rents are perfect, well, that's not always the best way. You know, some of our best deals that we ever made were we bought in a market that was just starting to turn around, and 24 unit at $75,000 a door. And the average rent in that building was $425. Now, these guys had owned this building for many, many, many years. And they were selling what they thought was the height of the market. And I remember at the time they were quite nervous because we were trying to get vendor take-backs and stuff. And they were so worried that we were going to increase the rents too high and lose all the renters, that their building would be vacant, that they were really scared to do that. But, when we took possession of that building, we were able to take that average $425 rent and move it up to around $1,100 a month. That was a huge increase. So people have to really beware of those economic cycles and where the opportunities actually lie. Another one are the areas average rents higher than the normal. That's another good thing to know. If they're higher than normal, what's causing that? What could change that in the future? Are property taxes lower or higher than average? That's another good thing to know. Average income, is it increasing or decreasing? You need to know that, because if you're catering to the working class, as incomes go up, they'll pay a bit more for rent. But boy, when times are tight and tough, they will want their rents decreased. So you have to be really careful with that. Is the area's GDP growing faster than average? That's another good one. And a big one for us, we've always really paid a lot of attention to this, is what's the major employer, and how many industries is that city or town known for? We've bought a few in smaller towns, and the more the diverse the industry, the more long-term effect that your property's values are going to have. And what is the area's affordability index? That's another key thing to get to know for your area. There's key emotional drivers, the number of days it takes to sell a property. Is the area revitalizing or gentrification? Are real estate listings increasing or decreasing? And are sales increasing or decreasing? So I'm not going to go into the whole because it's pages long. But if you, and I think I've got a few of my 90-day to 5K students on, I actually just sent this over to you again the other day. I had posted it in the resource section, but it went missing. So I posted it again, and it's a great resource for you. But again, it's RAIN specific. They built it, we just use it. And they don't mind we share as long as we give credit to them. Great resource, the RAIN group. So if you want more and you're not getting enough information just by going through the scorecard yourself, I'd highly recommend becoming a member. We've been a member now for 12 years, and I've never regretted it for a day. So hope that helped you. And if you have any questions, or if some of you want to see that scorecard, just reach out to me and I'll send it over to you. Best thing though is to become a RAIN member yourself and get it from them. They've also have lots of talks and information that back it all up. So have a really, really good day, everyone. And remember, if you need my help building your real estate portfolio into multifamily with investor capital, reach out to me at 90days-5k.com. Have a good weekend. Have a good long weekend. Thank you. Bye. Yes, Julia says, people must keep in mind real estate's a cycle. Long-term investment is key. You hit the nail right on the head, Julia. And even any kind of investment, you got to look at it as what's it going to be long term. So good point. Thanks again. Bye for now.